Today, I want to talk about how the nervous system and spiritual protections and energetic boundaries actually work hand in hand. So, in order for your manifestations to work and for your spiritual business to open up to be the success and the highest potential that you're wanting it to be, you have to have both. You have to have the nervous system safety, you have to have the protections and the energetic boundaries. So if you're wanting to talk about that today, let's get into today's video. Light yourself a candle, burn some incense, sit down and have a session with Maestra. Let's tap in. I want you to imagine for me, just for a second, imagine this scenario. You're working your spiritual business. You have opened the doors. You're feeling really good. You've achieved the training or certifications that it is that you wanted. It's making you feel like you're ready. Or maybe you just have a calling. You had a dream. Maybe it's something that's passed down from generations in your family and you feel good about it, right? You feel good. You feel ready to get out there and to open your doors. Maybe you're already running your spiritual business, but for some reason you sit down and you look at your numbers and you decide that you want to call in some more clients, right? Looking at the numbers, you realize that you want about 5 new clients, 5 new customers, 5 new students, whatever it is that you're needing in your soulful business. So you sit down and you write your intentions. Maybe you create a vision board. You find some pictures that represent those new clients for you. You put them up all over the walls. You get yourself really ready to call in and bring in these new clients. What happens? In that moment, your conscious mind is making the decision for you that you should call in these clients, that you should bring this in, that you should create this manifestation, your heart desire. Your conscious mind that sends that in a little relay race, right? The baton now goes to the subconscious. The subconscious is the one that holds that loudspeaker that speaks to the universe on your behalf, that says, hello, spirit team, universe, ancestors, I really, really want to bring this in and I'm ready. Can you call this in for me? So it's going to put that request out. But what is it going to do before it does that? It's going to check your nervous system. It needs to know how your nervous system feels about this request before it sends it on out to the universe. And so it checks your nervous system. And what does it see? Nope. She doesn't feel safe about this at all. She actually has huge fears about being visible, about being seen, about her craft, about if she's even ready to do this, about if she's even on the right path for herself. Very deep inside of her. Now, conscious mind may not know that, but very deep inside of her, she does feel these things. This programming is running again and again in the background like a broken record. And the nervous system knows this, and the nervous system is shot. It is just living in fear on a regular basis that these clients are going to show up, because what are we going to do when they do? We're not ready. And so the subconscious sees that and it vetoes. Boom. Right then and there, your request has been shot down, vetoed, stopped before it could even get to the universe. And now you're wondering why you're doing everything right and you're saying the affirmations and you're putting up the vision boards and you're writing down the intentions and it's still not working. You're not calling in these clients. And that is because your nervous system needs to feel safe before you can actually call on any new clients. So let's talk about it. Hello, 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 and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, let me go ahead and introduce myself. And actually, if you've been here before, let me reintroduce myself because some big things have been happening, some big transformations, some big initiations, some big ceremonies, some big transformations and sacred rites have been happening in my life. And so I'm back here now to share those things with y'all. I want to go ahead and, as I always do, I learn something, I grow, I elevate, I ascend through the darkness, I walk through the fire and have my skin and my superficial layers burnt off. And I want to come and grab the hand of the next person and bring them through as well. So we all get there. We all get up there to the top of the mountain together. So as I stated, let me reintroduce myself. My name is Maestra. That means teacher in Spanish. Maestra Wyzdom DVine. You might also see me refer to myself as Maestra Aaminah Wyzdom DVine because of part of the initiations that I've received, that I've gone through, the rites that I've received. I've been gifted a new name, a new spiritual name. And so my story, one day I'll tell it. They have bestowed upon me because of what I have gone through, Aaminah de Los Angeles. So you might see me refer to myself as that at times. So as I said, I am Maestra Wyzdom DVine, or Maestra Aaminah Wyzdom DVine. My shamanic name is Heals the Mother. And who am I? I am a guide for guides. I am a healer for healers, and I am a leader for leaders. And so I help spiritually gifted women who are stepping into their soul purpose. I'm a soul purpose doula, and I help them give birth to that future that it is that they're looking for, to step out and become the leader that their communities so desperately need, to be that healer that their clients so desperately need, that they were called to be, the authority over their spiritual sovereignty that spirit has gifted them and put them on this planet to become. From the day that they were born, they were always meant to become. So I am a shamanic healer, practitioner, mentor, and guide. And so this is my channel. If you are interested, if you're thinking about running a spiritual business, if you're running one already, if you're a healer, if you're an herbalist, if you're a Reiki practitioner, if you're a massage therapist, if you work with people's energies, or you work up and close with people in healing realms and with their energy, then this channel might be for you, because I talk about all kinds of things relevant to that special path. Okay, back to our nervous system. So your nervous system needs to be in a safe state. It needs to believe that you're safe in order for your manifestations. It doesn't matter how spiritual you are. It doesn't matter how deep your roots go from your history and your bloodline of the healers and the spiritual men and women that have come before you. It doesn't matter the training that you received, the certifications that you've obtained. All of those things are important, but they don't matter to the nervous system if they don't create a system, a feeling of safety. And so that's what your nervous system needs in order to create the things that you desire in your life, and especially in your business. That's even in your business. So a lot of people don't correlate nervous system work with running a soulful and spirit-led business, but they actually are. They're actually right together. They work in tandem. They work hand in hand. As you saw in the little skit that I started this video out with, your subconscious is the one with the bullhorn, is the one with the loudspeaker talking directly to the universe on your behalf. But in order to get your manifestations out to the universe, the nervous system has to give the okay, has to say that you are safe and that everything is a go for that. And your inner child will go and talk to your nervous system. Your inner critic will go and talk to your nervous system. All of your different parts will go and speak to your nervous system. They are feeding into that system, and that system is checking out to see what's been going on to decide what is safe and what is not safe. And if it deems that opportunities and new manifestations and visibility and putting yourself out there and stepping into your power and walking into rooms that you've never been in before are not safe, then you are not going to be able to manifest these things. At least you won't be able to sustain them. And that's what we want. We want to call in a life that is for your highest good, that you're able to sustain, no self-sabotage. In my example, if you are calling in 5 new clients and your nervous system is actually dealing with the burnout of a long-held fear of visibility or judgment and perception, you don't want to be perceived deep down inside, then your nervous system will not give the okay for your subconscious to start calling that in, no matter how many affirmations you say, no matter how spiritual you are, no matter how long the line has gone for all the healers in your family, all the medicine women that have passed down their gifts to you. If deep down you hold these different beliefs that you're not safe to practice, that you're not safe to be seen, that you're being judged by the Christian members of your family or the other members of your community, you will not be able to manifest those things. So what are some things that we can do? We're going to talk about a lot of different things on this channel, but today I want to narrow it down to 2 specific things: your spiritual protections and your energetic boundaries. When you feel safe, when you feel protected, when you feel like spirit has your back, you'll allow yourself to do more. You'll allow yourself to get on YouTube and create a channel where you put yourself out there in front of people on a regular basis with your little notes off to the side, and you know that people might have this to say or that to say about you. Even if you take a break, they might talk about how you haven't been around for a while, or what is this person talking about? You will put yourself out there because you know where that comes from. You know that the energy that you're putting forward is coming out with the backing of spirit and is protected. So words are just words. I am rubber, you are glue. Right? So you won't allow those things to stop you from stepping into your power, from stepping into your purpose, because you'll feel protected. So that's one of the things that I make sure that my students do right away. My clients and my students, one of the first things that we do is we create our protections. Then that might mean writing a protection statement. That might mean, for you, depending on your practice and your lineage, that might mean creating a circle of salt. That might mean that you have a very strong connection with your ancestors, or you have a wonderfully placed altar. That can mean that you use symbols that are protective symbols, or you spray yourself down with banishing oil before an event, before you step on a stage, before you allow a client to come in. It doesn't matter. Whatever that is for you, it's you creating a practice between you and spirit that calls in the energy of feeling safe, of feeling protected, of feeling like no one is going to be able to harm me because my spirit guides have my back. Okay, so now with your protections, your nervous system is feeling good. Your nervous system is feeling like it's allowed to show up, and it doesn't have to be hypervigilant. You can set down all of your weapons of mass destruction, right? your defense mechanisms, right? You can set those down, your walls. You can feel free to step out and be visible. You can feel free to allow those clients to come in, because now anything that they might say behind your back, or anything that they might any kind of evil eye they might cast your way with their preconceived ideas and judgments, they won't be able to harm you, because you are in a protective force field. You are in your bubble. You are in your divine bubble, and you are protected, right? Okay, so now that you got that going, the next thing that you need to do is you need to practice good energetic boundaries. Why is that? It's because your nervous system, it won't believe you. It won't trust you to be able to call in these new things if it doesn't think that you're going to handle them with care, if it doesn't think that you are going to handle you with care. That's the main thing. Like I said, your inner child is in there, and she will go to your nervous system and cry and say um, that you're being neglectful to your needs, that you're putting everyone else before you, and that you're putting yourself on the back burner again. And that does not build trust with you and your nervous system. And so you won't feel safe to maintain success as you get your spiritual business off the ground, as you get going, as you get these clients coming in. You'll subconsciously self-sabotage that from happening. So what do we do for that? We practice good energetic boundaries. And one of the ways that we can do that? Example would be if you have gifts and you're like a beacon and you're turned on all the time and your light attracts all those spirits, you're a medium by nature, or you hear people's thoughts, or you attract people's the shadows, so that you are able to help them and know what their shadows are, or their medicinal needs, their medical conditions. If you have these different gifts and they're on all the time, full blast, you're not giving yourself or your nervous system a break. You're not getting any kind of relief. You're on all the time. You're being stimulated and overstimulated all the time. So one of the ways that we create energetic boundaries is we set up safeguards with us and our guides and our gifts, where we have office hours. We say, I am only available to be used for service during this time. When I put the signal up, when I stand in front of my altar, when I put on my regalia, when I do certain things, when I go into shamanic journeys, as I teach my students, that's when we are stepping forward and we're present with spirit. We're present with the energy. We're in our gifts and we're here to do the work. So other than that, you're not available. We put up those boundaries. When you put up energetic boundaries around your time, and you don't take every single client at every hour of the day, you have a little bit of standards. You have a little bit of authority over your time. You stop and you think, do I want to take on this client? You don't just trip over yourself every time somebody starts to reach into their wallet, or you say, you know what, I'm absolutely willing to do this work, but I can't on Friday because it's my daughter's birthday, or because I am taking some much needed me time, because I'm on vacation, because I'm traveling to Cancun, right? We make sure that we set up good boundaries, both physically and energetically. So we learn to turn that light off and dim those gifts and turn them off during hours that are not our office hours. That's just an example of how we can set up some energetic boundaries. So now we have protections. We feel solid. We feel protected by the universe. We have boundaries. We know when to say no. We know when to turn on and when to turn off. And now our nervous system is building that trust with us. That nervous system is saying, oh, she's different. Things are different now. Now neuroplasticity starts to kick in. Oh, we can start going down these different pathways. We can start choosing new ways of reacting and new things to do rather than self-sabotage. Self-sabotage was the old neural pathway. But we are creating a new neural pathway when we stop and we say, you know what? I am safe. I'm safe. I'm going to walk through this door. I'm going to step on that stage and I'm going to do a good job because I am stepping into a new era. Okay? When your nervous system feels safe and your protections are in place and you are the authority of where your energy goes and when and where, then you are able to stop shrinking. You speak, you launch, you post, because now your whole being trusts you. Now it knows that you can be in the driver's seat, that it can start to allow your subconscious to start letting these things in because it knows that you know what you're doing. So once again, your nervous system, your spiritual protections, and your energetic boundaries are not so separate. They're a team. They're working together as partners. And when they are collaborating and they feel good and they're in harmony together, they make you unstoppable as the leader that you've always been meant to be. Once again, like I said, with my clients and my students, before we do anything else, this is the first thing that we do. When we are going to start a new class, a new student, a new shamanic training, or even shamanic Reiki, we first get into opening up your protections around you, because I know that that's what it's going to take for you to allow yourself to fully immerse yourself into the process, for you to fully open up your shamanic eye, for you to see those visions, for you to tap in with spirit, with your clients, with the whole universe. I know that you need to feel safe. I know that your nervous system needs those protections. And when we turn those on, your nervous system says, something's different. Something's different. If this resonates with you, I invite you to look down in the description below for the link to my website and book a 15-minute heart to heart with me. This is a free 15-minute call where we can sit down. We can see where you are in your process, in your business, in your practice. You don't have to have a business already to sit down with me. It can be something that you're working towards, or it can just be a practice that you are working on within yourself. But I invite you to sit down with me for 15 minutes. Let's see if we are meant to work together so I can help you to give birth to your soul purpose. And that is it for me now. I just want to say real quick, if you haven't already, please subscribe. There's so many of you guys who watch my videos that are not subscribed. And it is the easiest way to help someone else, to help grow this community and to help other leaders, because it is my goal, my intention that as many spiritual healers and leaders wake up and step into their highest purposeful path as possible, because the future needs you, because the divine put you here for a reason. And to me, it's the saddest thing to have you walking around with these beautiful gifts that could help others, and you're keeping them to yourself because you don't know how amazing you are and how powerful your transformation could be. That is it for me today. You guys have a wonderful week. Be safe, love each other, and love yourselves. That's it for me. Wisdom out.